Welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Emanuela Afolabi. I hope you are all doing well and keeping safe. As some of you guys know, I am a presenter, so when certain things go on in the world, I love to talk about them more, especially things that pertain to Africa, as I have a very deep passion for Africa. I was born in UK, but as much as I have lived here and pretty much been here my whole life, I do go back home quite regularly. I have family out there, I have friends out there, and just with my work I get to go back home and, you know, cover a lot of entertainment, so on and so forth. In this video, I am going to be talking about End SARS. If you don't know about that already, it is basically a movement that started off in Nigeria due to police brutality. I'm going to be breaking it down to you guys, making you guys more aware about what's going on in Nigeria, and then obviously talk about ways where we can all collectively help. So stay tuned. What is SARS? SARS actually stands for Special Anti-Robbery Squad, and this was established in 1992. So in essence, they were put together by the government to basically, you know, prevent and tackle robbery. I think around that time it was very rampant, where people were getting robbed, killed. There was just so much, like, you know, the crime was really high essentially. So they thought, okay, there's the police force and they are obviously there operating, but they just created this just to kind of not only help the police out, but to tackle that specifically. So they meant to tackle cybercrime and fraud and, you know, all of that stuff. But what has it actually turned into? What SARS has actually turned into is criminals. They're not officers, they are not trained, they have no education, like none whatsoever. They literally give men, allegedly, a lot of these SARS officers are meant to be reformed criminals, and then given them guns and told them, okay, become a SARS officer. So already how SARS was set up was already flawed. Absolutely everything about SARS wasn't done well. How can you give people guns without no training, without no proper education, without nothing? Just take guns and go and find criminals. In their mind, I'm assuming they thought that because they were once an ex-criminal, they will be able to catch other criminals. This is all allegedly, but I have heard from a few sources within Nigeria and UK that a lot of them are reformed criminals. So I'm just like, that is already so wrong. So that's just a bit about, that's just the backstory on SARS. The citizens of Nigeria have actually been trying to get SARS banned for years. It's been ongoing. SARS has been banned, quote unquote, 4 times. This is now the 4th time. Once in 2017, another time in 2018, and another time in 2019. So it just shows that year after year, they've been fighting for this change and the government has not been listening. This all started on the 3rd of October. On the 1st of October, Nigeria celebrated independence. 2 days later, this all kicked off. So what happened? There was a viral video of a young man who got stopped and detained by these SARS officers. They took his car, his Lexus car, they took his money, his phone, and killed him for no good reason. So let me tell you what SARS officers do. They will stop anybody who seems like they are criminals, or they feel like they do fraud, also known as Yahoo boys. Anyone who looks like they're well-to-do. So if you have dreadlocks, they'll stop you. If you have piercings like me, they'll stop you. If you're too pretty and you're like, you know, you're wearing designer, they'll stop you. Just for anything. If you drive a nice car, they will stop you. Why? Because they feel like you are a criminal. And this is one thing that I feel like is a big issue between the youth and the older generation. They judge us by the way we look, by the way we represent ourselves, by our own individual style, and that is so wrong. If there is any young person who likes to have hair, wants to have blue hair, piercings, tattoos, all of that, that is their expression, and everybody is entitled to express themselves how they want, dress how they want, and do whatever they want with their body. I don't know how. I thank God that in all the time I have gone to Nigeria, I have not been stopped by SARS. I have piercings, I have tattoos, I wear colored hair, I wear makeup, I carry expensive, you know, bags, clothes, I wear designer. Just because of that, they could easily stop me and arrest me. They have gone as far as killing these young people. Bear in mind, it's not just attacking them, it is also killing them. And not only just killing them, extorting them. So what they do is they might say, oh, bring your phone, let me see, you're Yahoo boy. Oh, do you you're selling drugs, you're doing this, you're doing this, that, and the third. And they will take their phones, read through it, they'll type in Bitcoin to see if you have any conversations with someone in relation to Bitcoin. They'll type in your on WhatsApp, maybe money or transfer, just certain things to see what comes up, and then that is their way of investigating that they are criminals. Does that make sense? That's not intelligence. If you're trying to tackle corruption and people that do fraud, it's intelligence. It's hacking people's phones. It's hacking their laptops. It's surveying them. It's doing all of these things, not stopping them and typing on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is not going to give you all the information you're looking for. Already their process is flawed. Like how they are trying to catch criminals is already so messed up. So going back again, sorry, I'm getting a bit passionate about this because it is very dear to my heart, and truly I'm really hurt and pained by everything that's going on. So 2 weeks ago was when the protest started, all at Lekki toll gate. So they were peacefully standing, marching, sitting down on the floor and just protesting to say, we want change. We do not want to continue to live like this. You can't keep killing the youth. You can't keep robbing the youth. You can't keep stealing their cars. It is inhumane to know that they are killing people like they are killing chickens. And I'm going to explain to you what they are seeking for. So there is something called the 5 for 5. The 5 for 5 is what explains to the government what they are after. So the first demand is an immediate release of all the detained protesters. There are people who are peacefully protesting, and out of nowhere, the police officers and SARS picked up people and arrested them. They've thrown them into jail, and this is something that's been going on for years, denying them the right for a call. They're not allowed to call their family, they are not allowed to call for a lawyer, nothing. Just arrest them. There are people who have been in prison for like 10 years, 5 years, 7 years because they were stopped by SARS and they've been refused their call, and so no one knows where they are. Number 2, justice for all the deceased families, compensation and justice. Something needs to be done. There needs to be a system where all the officers who have wrongfully killed any Nigerian citizen must pay the price and must be arrested. The truth is, there's no amount of money that can compensate for losing your child, your brother, your sister, your friend, your cousin, nothing. There's no amount of money, but it is a start. Justice and some form of compensation. Number 3, setting up independent bodies to oversee the investigation of all of these crimes. Now, we all know that Nigeria is corrupt. I'm just going to be honest, Nigeria has a serious issue with corruption. So if they set up independent bodies, people who are neutral, not these governors, senators, and all these people, no. People who have no stake in the outcome, nothing to gain and nothing to lose. And also, we want it to be broadcasted live. We don't want no backdoor settlement where they say, okay, bring the youths, come in, let's discuss. And then you take in a youth and then you bribe him. You give him 8-point-something million naira and say, do you know what, just don't worry, we're gonna do it. No, none of that. That has to stop. We want it to be broadcasted live. You know, they do it in different countries. In America, they broadcast inside the courthouse and show us what they're saying, what the lawyer's saying, what the jury's saying, what the judge is saying. We need to see it, because at this point we don't trust the government at all. Number 4, training and psychological evaluation. As I said towards the beginning, a lot of these SARS officers had no training whatsoever. They just gave them a gun and just said, do your thing. Now we want them to be trained and psychologically checked, because at this point, if you can wake up every day, kiss your wife, have breakfast, say bye to your son, go out to work, kill people, kill these innocent youths, steal somebody's phone, steal somebody's car, take their money, go back home, eat your pounded yam, kiss your wife goodnight and sleep, there is something wrong. That is not normal. I don't understand how it is normal to go out and kill and get up and keep doing it again and you think you are a normal human being. It's not done anywhere. Number 5, increase in police salary. This just reveals the heart of the Nigerian citizens. They even care enough to say, do you know what, we understand why you may turn to a life of crime, because you guys are not getting paid enough, and that is something that has to be checked. So those are the 5 demands that the Nigerian citizens are asking for. So I think it is fair, I think it is just. I don't think they're asking for anything more or anything less than having a basic living standard, like the bare minimum. So I'm going to be explaining to you what happened on the 20th of October 2020. So as I said, they have been protesting to say we want change. And so on that day, they were holding their flags, they were sitting on the floor, they were singing songs, they were, just crying out like what we need and what we want. So the government then put out a statement on this day at 4 p.m, bear in mind, on the 20th, to say that there is now a curfew and that everybody must be at home, a 24-hour curfew. How can you release a curfew at 4 p.m, not giving people enough time to prepare? People who are already sitting at Lekki toll gate, and let's say they live in, I don't know, let's say Kaduna or anywhere in Nigeria, because Nigeria is quite big. You want them to find a way to get home within the next how many hours. But anyway, they released that and said that everyone should be home. Now as the day went on, like 6 p.m, 7 p.m, people were still there protesting, saying we're not leaving, we're not having it. And then I think roughly, because I don't have the exact time, but I saw the news around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, around, let's just say from 9 p.m. onwards. All of a sudden, the Nigerian government released military out on the toll gate, and they started shooting at innocent protesters that were sitting on the floor, holding the Nigerian flag and singing for justice. How? I have cried. I don't even want to get emotional in this video. It breaks my heart to see this and to hear that the Nigerian government can do this to anybody. This is so wrong. I don't have the words to truly express how I feel. All I know is that this is heartbreaking and disappointing. This is truly disgusting. Everybody who had a hand in that decision to do this, they are all criminals, murderers, evil people. Evil. Absolutely evil. And I have family in Nigeria. I have friends in Nigeria. I am Nigerian. So how can they do this to their own people? If this was even a race thing, in a way, it might even be better. But to know that this is black on black is sickening. At this point, there's been no record of how many people have actually died. But the amount of videos I have seen someone's brains, real life, I've never seen a brain in my life. Someone's real life brains splattered on the floor. I have seen them shoot someone and the man's intestines, stomach, everything was just throbbing, moving. I cannot believe I have seen the inside of somebody. Do you know how evil this is? I have seen so many horrific videos that I can't even put it in this video. I actually can't, because it is unimaginable what I have seen on Twitter, on Instagram, just flying around. Human beings. This was premeditated and planned. I'm going to tell you what they did. Not only did they release a curfew at a ridiculous time, not giving people enough time to get home, they cut the power at Lekki Tollgate, so there was no light. The billboard light was completely off. They were in pitch darkness. They cut out the CCTV cameras. Of course, if what you're doing is right, why would you cut out the CCTV cameras? Why would you remove it? Why would you switch it off? Because they knew what they were doing. It's not coincidental that all these things just suddenly happen on that day. Now, those are just a few of the things that we have come to find out over the time. If you go on Twitter, Instagram, and you type in Lekki Massacre, you will see all the information. You will see these disturbing pictures. You will see it. This was not a, oh, we're trying to chase the people away. This was a massacre. Nigeria is supposed to be a democracy. It's meant to be that. But this is now looking like a dictatorship. Nobody does this. No country should be allowed to do this. What we can do is keep talking about it. Let this not die. Let all the people who have died due to police brutality in Nigeria, let's keep saying their names. Let's keep speaking up about this. Let's not just, oh, one of those things. And that's another thing that our older generation do. There's something that they say in Nigeria, they suffer and smile. They are suffering, but they are smiling. And the youths are saying, no, we are standing up to you bullies. We are standing up for our rights because we have human rights. There was a protest going on the very next day in UK, so that's the 21st. I immediately said, I'm going. I am going. So we went to the Nigerian embassy, the High Commission embassy in the UK, and we protested. We said that we are not having it. We said no to it all. They're trying to come up with other various terms for SARS, but it's still the same people who are, you know, working these jobs. So we're saying no to everything. And it was amazing. The unity there was beyond words. To see Nigerians, I saw Caucasian people, I saw Asian people, I saw so many different types of people come out to say we are in support because this is wrong. So that is what you can do. Join protests. If the numbers are few, the government will be like, oh, well, there aren't many people there, so why should we get involved? So those are the things that you can do that are free. In terms of what you could do in terms of supporting, there are 2 credible charity organizations that are taking in funds to help this cause. The first one is called the Feminist Coalition. Trust me, I do my research. So if you're worried about, I don't know, are they going to steal my money? Are they going to pocket it? No, I can guarantee you that this charity is not like that. I'm gonna put the link in the description so you guys can check it out, but they are credible. The second organization is called the Flutterwave. I will also put the link in the description, and they too are doing the exact same thing. They are receiving funds, and with the money they are helping to bail out people, to pay for medical care, for food and transportation, and so on and so forth. So if you're able to, please donate. I know that the Feminist Coalition, they are receiving Bitcoin. So just another piece of information, the Nigerian government shut down a lot of all of these charity organizations' bank accounts. They literally just shut it down. They weren't able to access the money, take out money, put in money. They completely just ended it. And why was that? Because they wanted the people to suffer. They didn't want them to receive aid. They didn't want them to receive support, nothing. So this feminist coalition said, okay, cool. If the Nigerian government want to shut down people's bank accounts so that they can't access money, then we'll do it via Bitcoin. Everybody who knows about Bitcoin knows that it is safe, and the Nigerian government have no access. They have no say in what goes on with Bitcoin, so it is very, very, very safe. And as I said, if you go on their website, you will see all the people who have been released. They'll list out everybody who they have spent money on. There's a breakdown, so you can see, oh, okay, my money went to this cause. Another thing that the Nigerian government did when they did the Lekki massacre, ambulances were on their way to try and, you know, save people's lives, give medical assistance and care. The army refused them to go.
Army not allowed to pass. Army, they want Army not allowed to do anything. They're not allowed to pass, Army.
How evil and wicked is that? That you will stop, not only are you shooting protesters, you are not allowing them the care and the aid that they need to survive. Probably if they allowed the ambulance to get to the protesters and the people, maybe not so many people would have died. But no, they did that. And so this just shows, and just the gravity of how far the government went to kill these innocent protesters. And a lot of the people there were young adults, teenagers, early 20s, mid 30s. I do know there were some older people there, like mothers and fathers, who were there to support with their children, and they just killed them. So guys, I've come to the end of my video. I'm so heartbroken, and this was already a very emotional video, so I'm sorry if my passion came across too much, but I needed to talk about this. I was supposed to be filming, you know, another content for my channel, just usual, talking about sickle cell, my life, and just things that were going on. I was going to make a bit of a, you know, light-hearted video, but there's no way I can move on without talking about this. So again, please, 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 let's help, let's support. I just want to say I'm so proud of everybody who has, you know, stepped up to the plate and done one thing or another. You know, the passion that people have come out with, the determination, the zeal to say that things must change and we want Nigeria to be great again is honestly, it touches my heart. That's the only thing that's keeping me going with everything that's going on, to know that for one cause that we are truly united. We can be united and we shall be united. So as we've seen, it's very possible, so let's continue to keep this up. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please stay safe and please be careful, and I shall see you very soon. Take care.